books, I mean, traditionally, they've never been a popular medium.
Never.
Yeah, even
Never.
when there was only, like printed press, like books were just never the most popular thing. So like for me, I'm curious, as an entrepreneur who makes his bread and butter, selling books, like what is the biggest challenge that you face? I mean, I'm sure you have a religious group of followers, but at the same time, as a business, you want to expand, and
Yeah.
like what is the challenge in getting people interested?
I think the main problem is cognitive dissonance in a way. Let me try to put it into words. I'm in a field which is creativity versus meets commerce. So I'm always stuck in the middle between striking the balance. So, for example, if I want to sell books with very high margins, I'll go for the ones that are really easy to find. But that takes away my whole curation element. If I wanted to sell typewritten poems at a very high price, I could also do that. But I'm alienating the current base that I have. And so that makes things a little bit difficult. So if I really had to boil it down to the biggest problem, it would be exactly what you said. Books will never be a super popular thing. It will never be something that would scale onwards and onwards and onwards. Like if I was selling something like a necessity like toothpaste or even packet noodles or something like that. So the main issue would be just striking the balance between creativity and commerce. I don't know if that was too long-winded of an answer. Yeah.
No, it's not. And we can delve deeper into it, actually,
Sure.
because if this is your bread and butter, so to speak, I know you work on other things as well, but let's assume for a second this is your
Yeah,
bread
okay.
and butter, right? like it's a bit of an obstacle, because especially when you try to make it accessible to the masses.
Yeah.
Then technically you need the masses to purchase. Like
Yes,
if not,
exactly.
If not, you're just
Exactly.
not going. It's
Yeah.
just not going to be a viable business. So like, how do you figure out, like, and I know you have a close group of good friends or entrepreneurs as well. So maybe you guys
Yeah.
brainstorm together. But like, how do you try to figure out and solve this problem for yourself?
That is a good question. I'm trying to figure out how to exactly answer that.
Well, you don't need to give out your model answer.
Yeah.
You can just ramble on until it comes to you. I
Sure.
mean, that's the beauty of a podcast.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, wait. So the question you're asking is, if I'm correct in answering, is because books will never be a necessity. How do I actually get past this problem to actually make this into a scalable and sustainable business?
Yeah, and more importantly, because you've decided to price it at a point for the masses,
Yeah.
right? You need many people to buy.
Yeah.
So if people in general are not as interested in books as we might want them to be, there seems to be this challenge you would need to overcome to get more people.
Yeah.
So how do you think about this challenge?
So I never really saw myself as someone selling books to just book lovers. Okay, so my books are sold at $29. For you wanting to buy a book for yourself, it might be a little bit pricey. But for you buying a book as a friend to a friend, then that is actually a relatively cheap gift. So in general, what I've been getting increasingly more is people buying these as gifts. And when you hit the gift market, people start to share, people start to post online, people start to post on Instagram, and that's where people start to get more and more attention of what you're doing. So I'm not selling a book per se. I'm selling an experience. So it's not just a novel, it's a poem, it's a notebook, it's a lapel pin, it's all sorts of things. So in general, it's about the whole concept of gifting than anything else, really.
Right.
Yeah.